And when you think about Formula One racing and the speed and the skill and the precision it takes to operate one of those vehicles, it seems like we have community members, our neighbors, driving on our city streets, driving on our roadways at speeds that would rival what a Formula One driver would compete at. It's resulted in 139 traffic fatalities in our jurisdiction this year. And typically I would be upset if we deviated from the agenda and talking about what's most important here and what we're here to address, which is Formula One. But while we're talking about driving, I want you to think and comprehend 139 traffic fatalities. We're sitting here November 12th. We still have a little less than 2 months to go before the end of the year. That's 139 individuals of all ages, of all races. It's a thing that does not discriminate in our community, young, old, doesn't matter what race you are. There's 139 people that won't be at Thanksgiving dinner here in a few weeks. We need to change our behavior on our roadways. As we look at Formula One and Grand Prix, we have to digest and understand that the Las Vegas Police Department and our city and our community and the county, we have grown to deal with large-scale events like no other jurisdiction can. Every weekend, we take great pride in the number of events that take place in our community, not to mention the work we do keeping the rest of our community safe while large events are occurring in our tourist corridor. Even though this is the third year we're hosting the Las Vegas Grand Prix, we refuse to be complacent in our preparation, we refuse to be complacent in our staffing, and we refuse to be complacent in our messaging. We know that a large-scale event like this is something that we could never let our guard down. With that said, we have spent countless hours with all of our partners here today planning for the safety of the spectators, drivers, and pedestrians that will be in and around the tourist corridor and the Strip during this major weekend for us. At the same time, while we're putting these plans together, we also have to make sure that we have plans to keep the rest of the community safe and accessible to our full-time residents and tourists alike. With that in mind, I want to thank all the local, state, and federal partners that have been working side by side with us again this year. We'll also, along with them, have a large presence inside of the track, outside on the Strip. And like I said earlier, this is something that we do regularly. We're not a stranger to large-scale events occurring on Las Vegas Boulevard. But as always, this race and the footprint of this race makes this a unique challenge to us. In addition to all of the uniformed police officers that will be out and deployed, you will also see hundreds of private security employees working inside and on the pedestrian bridges each night. Again, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department this year asked the Las Vegas Grand Prix to install the safety enclosures and barriers inside all of the public and private pedestrian bridges on the Strip. And this is really important for us because the enclosures serve two purposes. First, the driver's safety. We need to make sure that people cannot throw things onto the track. And second, we want to make sure that pedestrian traffic and the flow of pedestrian traffic is unobstructed and continues during the race. As always, we take steps to educate and warn the public about stopping on the pedestrian bridges before we take any type of enforcement action. And if needed, we can cite or arrest non-compliant individuals. Over the past several years, the enclosures and the way the pedestrians and the community has performed were big successes. There's a lot of things that are restricted in and around the race zone and inside the race zone, and you'll be able to hear some of that from our partners here from F1 today. But as a reminder, you will not be able to possess or carry glass bottles on the Las Vegas Strip or outside casino properties starting on Monday, November 17th through the end of the race. And again, like I said, the race folks that are here today will have some additional information on the prohibited items. We also put this information out through the media like we're doing here today. As a reminder, we take advantage of the airport, the advertising at the airport, social media, and the marquees located in and around the Strip. So the public should be well informed of what those restrictions are. And as always, there's going to be road closures in and around the circuit. Be about the same as they were last year, include portions of Las Vegas Boulevard, Koval Lane, Harmon, and Sands Avenue. These closures will start Thursday, November 20th through Saturday, November 22nd. They will begin at 1 p.m. with a hard closure at 3 p.m. On Thursday and Friday, the roads will start to reopen around 10 p.m. with roads fully open to traffic around midnight. On Sunday morning, the roads will begin reopening at midnight and should be fully opened by 2 a.m. if all goes well. Roads could open sooner, depending upon when the race events conclude and how quickly the crews can clear the circuit. Like many large events, the Formula One Grand Prix shines the worldwide spotlight on Las Vegas, and we need to make sure that our residents and visitors are a force multiplier for us. We always ask during these events, if you see suspicious activity, please report it to a nearby officer, security officer, call 911, or call our See Something, Say Something hotline at 702-828-7777. That number is answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's nothing too big or nothing too small that you can call us for. We'll have detectives and officers from other assignments working patrol during the days of the race to make sure that the focus is also keeping our community safe outside of the tourist corridor. With everyone's cooperation, we will continue to make the Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix a great event for everyone involved. And with that, I'd like to turn the microphone over to my partner at the Clark County Fire Department, Clark County Fire Chief Billy Samuels.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Billy Samuels with Clark County Fire. I'm going to reiterate some of the things that Under Sheriff talked about. Clark County, first of all, is proud to sponsor and partner with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and all of our agency partners in the Valley, including Las Vegas Grand Prix. From the Super Bowl to conventions to concerts, public safety is always going to be our top priority. Planning starts months in advance before these events, and it will continue through the day of and then weeks after. We will continue to learn from our experiences to ensure that the next event is just as safe as the first one. And also to ensure public safety, staff from many county departments, to include business licensing, public works, and the fire department, will be engaged. The Multi-Agency Coordination Center, the MAC, will be stood up for efforts which is operated by the fire department, and it will be monitoring and supporting Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department at their Department Operations Center. Our fire department will be staffed with medical and fire resources. We'll have some inside the track, and we'll have some on the west side of Las Vegas Boulevard to ensure that there is no delay in either medical or fire response. As the Undersheriff spoke about, we also want to remind the public that our special events ordinance is to protect public safety during our big events on the Strip. And they will be in effect throughout all the periods when the roads are closed. Please relay the message on those items. And with that, I'd like to turn the podium over to Ms. Lori Kraft from Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Under Sheriff Walsh. I'm joined here today by our General Manager, Terry Miller. In 1 week, Formula One fans will descend on the world's most incredible destination for its third time to bring the thrill and speed of Formula One to the heart of the entertainment and sports capital of the world. Las Vegas will again be on a world stage. The 3-day event includes 3 practices, a qualifying session, and the race itself. We're excited that this year's support race is the F1 Academy, the female race car drivers, and they will have their own dedicated paddock building as well. Fan activations from some of the world's most iconic brands, including Disney's Mickey and Friends, offering a spectacular show on the fountains of Bellagio and pit lane walks for our guests. Local Las Vegas entertainers, some of the world's best DJs, live nightly concerts at the T-Mobile Sphere Zone, and driver appearances on the Heineken Silver main stage are among the highlights. Outside of the 3-day event, we're excited to once again host Community Day next Wednesday for 400 Clark County School District middle schoolers to give them a behind-the-scenes experience of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We also, for the first time, are hosting the F1 Business Summit on Thursday, bringing the best minds from the biggest sports and entertainment brands, including Disney, Lego, Fanatics, and EA Sports. As one of the few Formula One city circuit races, cars will travel throughout our 3.8-mile circuit through 17 turns over 50 laps at speeds of 200 miles an hour plus. Our highest priority, similar to the undersheriff and the police chief, is to keep our attendees and the community safe while ensuring guests have a fantastic experience. This event is not possible without the partnership and collaboration among several public and private agencies. From Clark County, the County Manager's Office, the Board of County Commissioners, the Fire Department, Public Works, and the new Sports and Special Events Department, to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Under Sheriff Walsh, you and your team have been simply outstanding. Led by the Special Events Division of Lieutenant Bell and Deputy Chief Holmes, they have been integral to our plans to ensure our local community, the entire resort corridor, and our event have the coverage needed. During race week, our event operations, safety, and security teams will be based out of our Event Week Operations Center, what we refer to as EWOC, and they will work closely with all the emergency management and public safety personnel at our various event command posts from Switch to MAC, and we greatly appreciate all these entities coming together to collaborate to make this event safe. All on-track safety measures are handled by the FIA, the governing body for our motorsport organization. We understand it's a privilege to take over the public right-of-way of the streets. We have worked closely with and communicated with all the businesses and residences in and around the circuit to plan for race week, and this enables Las Vegas to host the event, and we appreciate their support and partnership. For our guests, this is a walking race. There are 4 rideshare locations that will be offered from Tuscany Suites and Casino, Park MGM, the Hughes Center, and Virgin Hotel Las Vegas. The Las Vegas monorail will play an important role in transporting guests as well. It's available, and for locals, it remains $1, with those purchases being made at all of the monorail stations except at the Convention Center. I'd like to also acknowledge the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. We have Will Hunter here today. They have put together an employee mobility program to offer a park and ride program for the thousands of hospitality employees around the circuit that need to get to their shifts in a timely manner in order to take care of our guests. We appreciate that that will begin on Tuesday evening and will conclude in Sunday morning. We encourage the local community to continue using our transportation website, transportation.f1lasvegasgp.com, or they can get frequent updates from our texting platform in partnership with Clark County, texting F1LV to 31996. In real time, our locals can plan for and understand if there's anything that might impact their commute if they're in and around the circuit. And finally, I want to share a few of our event policies and reminders. Gates will open daily at 2:30 p.m. with the first races beginning around 4:30. Saturday night's race begins at 8 p.m. This is 2 hours earlier than years past. Event reentry will be available for our guests until 7 p.m., but the mobile ticket that they have must be scanned out to reenter. The mobile app is everything for our guests who are coming. Everything they need, from wayfinding to their tickets to information to any notifications that we need to update them throughout race weekend, will come from that mobile app. We do have our bag policy in place, and there will be a courteous screening upon entry. You can see some of the items here, from totes and backpacks being transparent and no larger than 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches. Small handbags and fanny packs no larger than 6 inches by 9. And diaper bags will be permitted when accompanied by an infant. No weapons as well. And another highlight this year is plastic or silicone water bottles will be allowed up to 24 ounces. This year we do have water filling stations throughout the various zones. And there is a full list of additional prohibited items listed on the mobile app or on our website under Know Before You Go, and we encourage all guests of the race to check that out. And with that, we are officially counting down to next week's Lights Out. Thank you.
All right, if anybody Jamie, we taking questions? So if anybody has any questions for any of us that have presented here today, yes, sir.
Undersheriff, quick question for you. Will you guys also be using, we know you guys have this new system with your drone system as well. Will that also be engaged during kind of just making sure that the security and the safety of people is enhanced at this event as well?
Yeah, I'm always mindful to talk about the strategies and tactics that we're going to use, but yes, I would just tell you that all the resources that we have, all the tools that we have available to us will be used, not just to protect this event, but to protect the entire community throughout the weekend. Yes, sir. Yeah, same thing. We never give numbers on those things. I should have prefaced that in the beginning, but you'll see a full contingent of officers. There probably won't be much space where you don't see a police officer. There'll be a contingent of plainclothes people. There'll be a lot out there deployed because this is an important event for our community. So you can bet that the full weight of the police department has been put behind this. Yes, sir.
Is there anything you learned in the past 2 years to make it correct or improvement?
Listen, I think there's always things that we go back and do an after-action review of this, and credit goes to the Formula One Grand Prix folks because they've provided us some feedback as well. And, over the years, there have been some subtle changes in our security posture and different things with regards to how we do this. So the specifics I won't get into, but also I think an important thing that seems to have, after a couple of years, improved is the communication with the community. And that's because you all are here. That's because the Grand Prix folks have been at the table communicating with the community. So overall, I think that's been the biggest biggest place where we've seen where we were told year one there's room for improvement, and credit goes to those folks involved because I believe we've taken great steps to see that through.
Will Metro be patrolling those pedestrian bridges?
Yes.
Undersheriff, there's also been a lot of concerns in regards to just these large gatherings. Of course, it's a concern every single year, right? But this is, an event of this magnitude is also very concerning for people who live here. Are you guys also heightening extra security around not just where the track is and where these events are taking place, but throughout the entire strip corridor, really?
Yes. So it's a great point, is because the critical infrastructure that are in and around Las Vegas Boulevard really are key parts to our city. That large events, obviously this is a little bigger than some of the other events we have, but our posture for things like this, New Year's Eve, some of the, we've seen championship parades. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of what we're experiencing. And, those things are only going to continue to grow as the more we have success with the Convention Visitors Authority attracting large-scale events like this to our city. So I'd like to say we're the best at it, but I don't, obviously I have an internal view of that. But, no, it's very important. There's so much that's in and around the tourist corridor that, yes, that those are key areas for us to focus on. And we do those every weekend. The thing this weekend is obviously there's going to be some shutdowns and cars going around, or next week with really high speed. And so, but long-winded way of saying yes, for sure.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.